Welcome. We're going to start today's class sitting in a kneeling position, hero's pose, knees and feet together, hands resting on your knees, and establishing a nice, tall, long spine. Just taking a moment to carve out this time for yourself on your mat with no distractions. Let's bring ourselves to child's pose or balasana, a nice, easy forward bend. So we'll open up the knees about hip width and stretch your arms nice and long to the top of your mat, allowing your forehead just to descend towards the earth. You're welcome to close the eyes or just keep a soft gaze down your nose tip. And just focusing now on your breath. We'll breathe a couple of times together. So slowly start to bring yourself into that nice, full, spacious inhale. Nice big exhale. And one more big deep breath. And melting on the exhale. And then slowly let's rise up onto hands and knees for cat and cow. So hands shoulder width apart. Take a moment to spread out the fingers and wrap the back of your arms, your triceps back. Coming into happy cow, slowly inhale. Start to lift your gaze and just gently drop belly closer to the earth. Exhale, ground into the knuckles of your hands and round in. Chin to chest, tail curls between legs. Inhale, slowly ripple your collarbones forward, open up your chest. Exhale, rounded spine, chin to chest, tail curls between the legs, angry cat. 2 more times. Inhale, slowly broaden your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, round and shift your gaze towards your navel. Feel that power deep inside the core. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Meet me in a neutral spine position, nice straight back, and knees all the way together. We'll inhale, lift the right leg back behind us parallel to the floor, point your toes, and reach your left arm out nice and long. Exhale to curl in, elbow and knee meet together underneath. Inhale to lengthen again, and a couple more. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, long and spacious. Last one, take your time, exhale. And inhale nice and long. Stay here. Plant your left hand down. Swivel your left foot a bit to the side and step your right foot back behind you. Inhale, right arm lifts nice and high. Exhale, arm over ear. Inhale, right arm reaches to touch the sky. Exhale, back to center. Hands and knee come down. Inhale, left side, left leg nice and long back behind you. And when you're ready, reach your right arm nice and long in front. And let's curl this in again. So exhale, elbow and knee come underneath to squeeze. Inhale, long and open. Exhale, curling it in. Inhale, create length. And last one, exhale to squeeze. Inhale, nice and long, stay here. Right hand plants down, swivel your right foot a bit to the right. Step your left foot behind. Long inhale reaches that left arm up high. Exhale, left arm over your ear. And once again, inhale, left arm lifts, and exhale, hands and knees. And we'll prepare ourselves for our first downward facing dog of our practice. So tuck your toes, inhale, float your knees off the ground, press your hands down and forward to lift your hips nice and high. And as best you can, start to establish a nice neutral spine. So lower belly in, front ribs draw in towards each other. And at the same time, you're grounding into the hands to establish length through the shoulders and the upper spine. And just find yourself one more long, deep breath. And we'll stay here for an exhale. Now, we're going to bring ourselves to ragdoll. So looking forward, just tiptoe forward carefully, landing your feet hip width apart and parallel. Bend your knees enough that you can feel your belly touching your upper thighs. An option here to interlock the hands behind the sacrum and allow your hands just to drop towards the earth as best as they can with the help of gravity. 3 long, deep breaths here. A beautiful way to create more sensation in the chest and the fronts of the shoulders to open them. Allow gravity to do most of the work, dropping your head down towards the floor and releasing the arms and shoulders. Now stay in your ragdoll position, but gently release the hands, drip them down to the floor. Allow that energy to drop. And as you're ready, we're going to roll to standing slowly. So pressing into the feet, inhale, slowly roll up until you find a neutral spine position, exhaling there. And let's bring ourselves to prepare for Surya Namaskara A. So we'll bring big toes to touch, heels a 1/4 inch apart, ground through the feet. Inhale, lift your arms above the head, hands touch, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, deep forward fold. Feel welcome to bend the knees a little bit if you're a bit tight. Halfway lift, inhale, either hands stay on the floor or fingertips or even hands to shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step right foot back and left to plank. And we'll simply bring the knees to the mat. Exhale to lower all the way down. Cobra pose. Untuck your toes, roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift your heart, gazing down your nose. Exhale, in your own time, bring yourself back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana, 5 deep breaths. Find a gentle drawing in through the back of the throat, as if you're creating some turbulence for your breath to help you deepen it, to help you spread the breath out into all the tissues of your body. Keep your hands grounding, really pressing the floor away, and really be conscious to spread your fingers in this position and root down into the knuckles of your hands, in particular your thumb and your index finger. Now we'll finish here on an exhale. Look forward and step it forward, halfway lift, inhale, big toes touch. Exhale, deepen your bow. And now press firmly into the feet to rise. Inhale, lift yourself all the way up, hands touch above. Exhale, Samasthiti, equal standing position, arms by the side. And 2 more times. Inhale, lift your arms above, reach high. Exhale, deep bow, folding in, surrender your head down. Halfway lift, inhale to lengthen and open your chest. Exhale, hands plant, step it back, plank position. This time lowering all the way down. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open your chest, tops of the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 5 deep breaths straight away into a nice deep inhale, nourishing your body with the breath. And a big exhale, really washing away any debris that you collect or dust up along the way. Stay steady in your awareness to soften the energy that you don't need to contract into. So relaxing your face. Eyes are open, but just gently gathering your gaze towards your lower belly or up your thighs. Let's stay one last breath, exhaling it out. Look forward and step forward again to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, deep bow, belly to thighs. Inhale, lifting all the way up, hands connect at the top, gazing up. Exhale, Samasthiti. And 1 more round, Surya Namaskara A. So inhale, lift your arms nice and high, really lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, compressing into your core. Halfway lift, inhale, start to endeavor to keep your hands a little closer to the earth. Exhale, again, step back, and we'll lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. 5 long, deep breaths. Really take your time. You may have to remind yourself to really slow down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. As you repeat these movements, feel the pattern starting to deepen for you. So it might be really subtle, but starting to straighten the legs, starting to really open up through the back of the body. Now let's finish here on an exhale breath, emptying your lungs all the way, and we'll get ready to come to the top of the mat again. So look forward, high on your tippy toes, and step or hop forward to the hands, feet together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, deepening the bow. And once again to rise, inhale, press into 4 corners of your feet, lift up through the arms, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti, arms by the side. We'll do a modified Surya Namaskar B. So bend your knees, lower your hips. Inhale, lift your arms above, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, deep forward bend, folding in. Halfway lift, inhale, open up your chest, spread the collarbones. This time, plant into your right foot and just bring your left leg back parallel to the floor. We'll slowly step the left knee all the way back. Inhale, arms lift, low lunge, crescent moon, Anjayanasana. Exhale, hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, keep your hands in prayer, reach the prayer all the way up to the sky. Exhale, Vinyasa, plant your hands, lift your left knee up, and step back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll bring ourselves forward to the top of the mat to set up that second side. So look forward, high on your toes, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, deep bow. And return to chair, Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift your arms above. Exhale, fold all the way forward, belly to the thighs. Inhale, lengthen up, gazing forward. Press into your left heel, extend your right leg back. Inhaling, exhale, lower the right toes to the mat and the knee. Inhale, arms lift, hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, hands land together in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your hands up, hands together. Exhale, Vinyasa, plant your hands, step back, and lowering down into your Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 5 long, deep breaths, nice and slow, deep breathing. As you exhale, see if you can create a gentle suction or a lifting of your lower belly. So as if you were vacuuming or excavating the space between your navel and your pubic bone, just becoming more aware of that space just above the pubic bone and behind it. Last big breath and finishing on your exhale. Now look forward, high on tippy toes, step or hop. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, deep bow. Bend your knees, lower the hips. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, Samasthiti. So coming all the way back to stand, finding that neutral position. We'll do one more round. Bend your knees, inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, deep bow, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, stay here. Plant into your right heel, extend your left leg back, and slowly melt your left knee to the earth behind you. Take your time. Inhale, arms lift, hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, hands to the heart, and see if you can lower the hips a little closer to the earth. Inhale, bring your arms above, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, Vinyasa. Plant your hands, lift your back knee, step back, and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, we'll bring us to Utkatasana for the second side. So look forward, high on toes, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, deep bow. Bend your knees, lower the hips, inhale. Lift prayer hands above your head. And exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen up, light on the fingers, press into your left heel, reach your right leg back, and exhale to lower right knee to the mat. Inhale, arms lift up above. Exhale, hands to the heart, sink your hips a little further. Inhale, lift your arms above, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, step back and lower down, elbows hug in close. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees and thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here for a few deep breaths. Steady your focus. As you repeat downward facing dog, see if you can go a little bit deeper into the subtlety of this pose. Perhaps straightening your legs a little bit more, thighs drawing upwards towards the root of the pelvis. And find one last deep breath in this position. Now, finishing that last exhale breath, we'll get ready to come forward. So looking forward, come high on your tippy toes and step or hop all the way to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, deep bow. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, arms lift up above. And exhale all the way back to Samasthiti. Now we'll do a couple of rounds of another modified variation of Surya Namaskar B. So bend your knees, inhale, arms up. Exhale, deep bow. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Lowering down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Little different, shift your weight into your left foot and meet me in three-legged dog. Right leg extends back behind you. As you exhale, curl knee to navel to step forward. Now we're going to keep our left hand on the floor, swivel onto the outer blade of your left foot and reach your right arm back. Inhale. Stay here, lift your hips a little higher, arm extends above the head. Inhale, wave your right arm back like you're opening a curtain. And exhale, extend right arm over ear. And Vinyasa, plant your hands, step it back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And prepare for the second side. Press into your right foot. Inhale, left leg extends. Exhale, left knee towards navel, stepping forward. Keep your right hand on the ground. Swivel onto the outer blade of your right foot. Inhale, left arm back. Exhale, lift your left arm above. Inhale, let your hips drop down. Reach your arm back. Exhale, hips rise and arm overhead. And Vinyasa, plant your hands, step back, lowering yourself down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, pause here for a nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Now we'll move into our standing series. So shifting weight carefully into your left foot, getting ready. Inhale, right leg lifts up nice and high. Exhale, right knee to navel to step forward, preparing for triangle pose. Take a moment to lower your back heel towards the earth, heels in one line. Bring your right hand to top of foot, ankle, or shin, and left arm straight up above your head, gazing to your left thumb or in that direction. 5 steady deep breaths. Now make sure right thigh muscle is energized, so your right knee is lifting up, and there's not very much weight with your right hand on your leg or your foot, wherever it is. Let's bring this into a variation of side angle pose. So we'll bend our right knee 90 angle and bring the right fingertips just inside of the right foot. Left arm stays above and still gazing in the direction of your left hand. Still 5 deep breaths. We're a few in already. Keep your back leg nice and engaged, and the outer blade, the pinky toe blade, pressing down. Now, left hand plants. Swivel all the way around to come onto the outer blade of your left foot. Inhale, right arm back behind you, and exhale, arm extends above the head. And again, inhale, right arm reaches back, and exhale, bringing your arm to reach above the head. Good, and let's bring it back to a vinyasa. So we'll step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And preparing for the second side. So inhale, left leg lifts up nice and high. Exhale, left knee to navel to step forward. Lower your back heel down and slowly place your left hand where it's comfortable, either top of foot, ankle, or shin. Lift your right arm up and straighten and engage your left leg. Get a sense of lengthening out of the crown of your head and gently tucking tailbone under to keep a slight flexion or a very nice straight lower spine. And we'll slowly bring this into side angle pose. So bend your left knee 90 angle, hand just comes lightly to touch the floor on the inside of your foot, and keep extending right arm up. Get a sense of gently nudging your left knee back with the help of your left arm being there. Last big breath. And then we'll set ourselves up for that side plank flow. So right hand down, allow yourself to pivot all the way to the left. Left arm back behind you, inhaling. And then exhale, left arm up and over your ear. Inhale, left arm reaches back. And exhale, float the hips away from the earth, arm overhead. And then Vinyasa, plant your hands, step back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now preparing for a lizard lunge series. So inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to navel to step forward. Now we'll bring both hands on the inside of this foot. Adjust your right foot slightly to the right if you need to. Keep all of your toes pointing straight ahead. And either stay here on your hands, allowing your hips to dip down and forward, or come down to the elbows like I've done here. And try to rock forward and back, using your back foot as an anchor or as a vehicle to help you shift forward and back. Gently lower your back knee down. And then we'll hold here in this deep, low lunge, just on the fingertips inside of your right foot. Your back toe is still tucked under, and you're really working to square the hips, so your hips are nice and level with the ground. Couple more breaths in this position. We're going to really take our time. This is a powerful part of our practice, deepening into the hips and into the legs, getting that energy moving. Now we'll start to shift this into half splits pose, or Ardha Hanumanasana. So take your right hand to frame your right foot, wiggle your foot back towards the center of the mat, peeling your toes back. We'll inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold, and then we'll do that again. So in your own time, inhale to lengthen, look forward, and then exhale, deep bow. 5 long deep breaths. Give yourself the chance to really take the time to open up deeply down that river through the back of your right leg, that river of energy. See if you can really open it up. Try to relax your shoulders, relax through the back of your neck. Steady, deep breathing as you open up a little more. Now slowly lift your gaze, come back up halfway, and bend into your right knee again. We're going to create something called a diagonal stretch. So take your left hand across your chest and right hand behind to your back thigh. You can keep it there level 1. If you're comfortable, ready to progress, you're going to reach back with your right fingertips to touch your left heel and keep your hips moving forward towards the top of your mat. Your gaze can either stay forward or gently gaze towards the floor on your right side, and just hold for another breath. And when you're ready, slowly release and find a vinyasa. So plant your hands, step back, and exhale to lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll prepare our second side now. So inhale, left leg up nice and high. Exhale, knee to navel, and again, just setting up our lizard's lunge. So both hands come to the inside of the foot. Really work to let your hips descend towards the floor. You can stay here on your hands, or if you'd like to go a little deeper, lower down first to the right elbow and then to the left, and start to rock forward. So forward and back, using your right toes as the engine that drives your ability to really shift. Go ahead and lower your right knee down. And start to come onto your fingertips, really lifting your chest up. Keep your back toes tucked. This just helps to really encourage the feeling of the right hip moving forward. It's going to tend to want to rock back on you, but we really want to try and square the hips. This is a fabulous way to really open up through the front right hip flexor. You can modify also if you need to by placing your hands on your knee and just letting yourself come up a little higher. Now let's get ready for half splits pose. So let your left hand come to frame your left foot. Adjust your foot position so your heel is lining up with your hip. Flex your toes back. Inhale to lengthen. When you're ready, exhale, folding forward. And then do that again. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale, deep, deep bow that will actually hold for 4 to 5 breaths. You can relax your hands on the floor if comfortable, or you can continue to stretch your arms out. Maybe you're on your fingertips. You may not be as deep in this forward bend as what I'm showing here. That's not the point. It's really all about working to your depth where you're at today. So be really patient with your process. Find your edge and breathe into that edge. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Let's get ready for the diagonal stretch. So we'll bend into that left knee again. This time, right hand will cross your chest, and see if you can search around with your left hand to find either the back of your thigh, you can keep it there, or eventually reaching back to grab your back heel. Keep your hips moving down and forward. Try and stay in the lunge. Just taking a few deep breaths in this pose. Really beautiful to open up that right psoas muscle in the front of the right hip. It's quite a strong pose, actually deceptively difficult, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Go ahead and find your way to a vinyasa. So plant your hands, step back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Next, inhale, come high on your tippy toes, and exhale, slowly lower your knees to the mat, hips above the knees. Untuck your toes, take your hands as far forward on the mat as possible, slightly turning your fingers out, and exhale, drop your heart, your chin, your forehead to the earth. Now, we're going to come back up a little bit, so inhale, engage your core, press into your hands to neutralize the spine. Exhale, dropping it down, and one more time, inhale, filling up your kidneys, your lower back. Exhale, drop your chest towards the earth, staying for 3 to 4 breaths. Happy puppy pose. This is a really powerful one to open up your chest. If it's uncomfortable for you to be here on your chin, certainly you can be on your forehead. But if you're up for that extra opening, really opening through the shoulders and the heart. Now slowly pressing into your hands, start to come back up. Downward facing dog, tuck your toes, lift your knees up and back, hips up and back. And let's bring ourselves to seated. So go ahead and cross your ankles as you bring your legs through your arms. Have a seat or any way that's comfortable for you to sit. Straight legs in front, arms parallel to the floor, and just very slowly start to coil down onto your back. Try to go vertebra by vertebra, tail tucking between the legs. Beautiful. Have a rest just for a moment, releasing your arms to the side. We'll set up for bridge pose, gentle bridge. Bend up your knees. Make sure you reach down with your fingers so you can feel your heels. They're nice and even, feet parallel. Inhale, arms overhead. We're going to pause in this position, back of hands to the floor, and nice straight arms. Try to create space in your thoracic spine, space between your ribs. And as you're ready, coming into bridge. So inhale, press into your heels. Start to float your hips up off the mat. And interlock your fingers underneath your body. Do a rocking motion, right shoulder to left, to really nest your shoulders deeper behind the back of your heart. Take a few deep breaths. Make sure to keep the knees nice and parallel. Neck nice and long, soften the face. And then slowly, we'll come out the same way we went in. So release your arms overhead and exhale, come out vertebra by vertebra. So your upper back, your middle, lower back, and finally your pelvis, the back of the hips touch the mat. And then very gently, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around the knees. Give it a really gentle squeeze. If you feel up for it, a rock right to left. It's giving your lower spine a little release. And now we'll come into our inversions. Today is a nice counter pose to back bends, just Vaparita Karani, just bringing your legs up perpendicular to the floor. Now, if you have a wall nearby, you're very welcome to actually move yourself so your legs can rest on the wall, or you can keep it simple like I'm doing here, just bringing my legs to suspend above me. And we're just holding this posture for 10 long, deep breaths. We're a few breaths in already. Relax your arms, palms facing upward slightly. Soften the shoulders. And see if you can notice this feeling of gravity, really dropping the weight of your leg bones deeper into your pelvis. And slowly, let's release, bend your knees, bringing your feet to the ground. We're going to move our hips an inch or so to the right and come into our last couple postures, one being a spine twist. So when you're ready, take both of your knees across to the left side, left hand on top of the right knee, and extend your right arm out to the right. And again, this is a pose we'll hold 9 or 10 breaths. So just becoming a little bit more soft, a little bit more quiet inside your body. Spine twists are a great way to gently tone the digestive organs. They help to bring blood flow to them, nutrients, and they help them to literally get things moving. So good for things like constipation or irritable bowel. Also really rinsing out the muscles along your spine and through your whole back body. So great poses to do if you tend to be a little tense in your body. See if you can bring that focus into really surrendering, really softening. Now let's start to bring ourselves back. So we'll release that left hand first. Swivel your legs back to center. Take a moment to adjust the hips. So feet to the ground, nudge your hips about an inch over to the left, and then just really simply rock your knees and feet all the way to the floor on the right. Right hand grounds on top of the left knee, and your left arm extends out 90 angle or so to your body, palm open to the sky. And focus on melting in the first few moments. So really letting go a lot of the effort in your practice. Feel the waters or the soft tissues of your body letting go. Remembering that our bodies are actually made up of about 70% water. So we actually have this really fluid, liquid quality available to us, and it's just about us learning how to tap into it. Use your breath to go a little bit deeper into your experience in this pose. And really quieting everything down. Now slowly let's release your right hand. Bring yourself back to center. Adjust your pelvis back into the middle of the mat and meet me in this reclining butterfly pose. Feet together, knees pouring down towards the floor. If you're comfortable, just leave your arms on the floor, palms facing up, or you could place your hands on your lower belly if you'd like. And again, 9 to 10 breaths in this pose. You can start to let your breath quiet down. And feel for a nice openness, a sense of spaciousness in the front of your pelvis and down the inseam of your legs, all the way down into your feet. Feel the back of your body is completely supported by the earth, and that you are really surrendering into that support, allowing it to take your full body weight. We'll start to make our way into our final Savasana. So one leg at a time, just go ahead and release into Savasana. Feet out towards the sides of the mat. Allow your toes to flop open to the sides. And if you need to make any other little adjustments to this position so that you feel optimally comfortable, go ahead and do that. It's important that you feel comfortable in this pose. Make sure that you close your eyes. And really drop the weight of your head deeply into the earth. Allow the weight of your brain to drop towards the back of your skull. Relax around your jawbone. Feel the emptiness and also the spaciousness inside your mouth, so that your upper palate is very broad, very open. And there's no unnecessary tension. Savasana is a powerful posture for integrating your practice and really giving you energy to enter the day. We'll slowly start to release Savasana. So when you're ready, bend your elbows carefully, interlock your hands, and inhale. Extend your arms all the way overhead. Reach out through your toes if you can. Create a nice big opening through your bones. And exhaling, bend your knees. And just nice and easy, release your hands. We'll roll over to lie on our right arm for a moment. You can keep your eyes closed, just resting on your side. And in your own time, just start to bring yourself to a seated position. So carefully coming up to find a cross-legged seat. Sit just for a moment. Bring your hands together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. And lifting your heart upwards to your thumbs. Allow your shoulders to roll down and back. And gently bow your chin towards your chest, eyes closed. Honor the sacred space of your practice. Thank yourself for your time on your mat and taking with you into your day all of the insights, all of the vulnerability that your practice brings up. Staying true to yourself. Namaste.